Christians conquered the mighty Roman Empire without lifting the sword. But Christians allowed Constantine the so-called Great to rewrite their Bible and merge pure Unitarian Christianity with the Trinitarian paganism. Welcome to my Paranormal Life channel. I'm discussing the spirit power through passive resistance and unabated faith of Christianity in the face of danger. Please click like as it helps growing my channel. I'm Fuad Rahman. I'm a journalist and author from Cape Town, South Africa. Undying Christian devotion to faith. One late afternoon, thousands of Roman Egyptian Theban soldiers marched towards an assembly of Roman soldiers at the pagan festival in El Valais, Spain, in 285 AD. The general, Maximus, head of the Theban legion, rode ahead of the mighty army, and a sudden urge struck him, and he lifted his one hand and ordered his men to a halt. The emperor had them executed when they refused to behead Christian believers as a sacrifice to the Roman gods. He sounded intolerable, and spoke out loud and furiously that he had a problem with his men. He said the soldiers were persecuting the Christians, but his soldiers were converting to Christendom. Maximus ordered the sergeant of each division to step forward and kneel, and bare their necks for beheading. The Roman legionnaires were highly disciplined and professional soldiers, and they knelt and bared their necks for execution. There was a deadly silence as they knelt down. But then the captain of the army, Mauritius, stepped forward and yelled bravely, petitioning that his men be spared. He said he was responsible for converting the soldiers to Christendom. The general stood pensively for a brief moment, and ordered the execution. But when the captain knelt, the entire army of 666 Theban Roman soldiers rose, and with single unison laid down their swords, bared their necks and knelt for execution. www.bibleprobe.com/theben.html. The news of the execution and passive resistance had reached Rome the same day. The Senate remarked they had a major problem, and after much thinking and consultation with their advisors they proclaimed something should be done to derail the popularity of the Christian faith. Constantine the Great, at the Nicene Council, wanted to take charge of the Christian faith once and for all. He was a tyrant. He had his own mother executed in a bath of boiling hot water after she had converted to Christendom. In the Bible, the dilemma largely arose with the Nicene Council in 325 AD. References are found in the Encyclopaedia Britannica. Constantine the Great demanded, anyone found with the original biblical texts would be executed, because he deliberately distorted and falsified the original text of Jesus. There were many interpretations of the Bible, but the main version was known as the Unitarian version. Constantine promoted the Trinitarian version of the Bible, in contrast to the Unitarian version, of which scholars like J. H. Curl, In This World First, wrote, none of the writers in the contemporary Bible ever saw Jesus in their lifetime, and they all reported differently on crucial issues like the atonement, crucifixion, and resurrection. The council, which Constantine called and arbitrated in 325 AD, was basically to change the Bible in its entirety as a political initiative. Constantine's motive was a unified Christianity merged with the Roman paganism of Sol Invictus, Invincible Sun, and under the Universal Church of Rome. Many changes of the Christian ideology occurred at the Nicene Council meetings, which included, radically and audaciously changing the verses of the Bible, Muslims call Injil, revealed book of Jesus, and eliminating certain opposing verses and complete books from the Bible. The Nicene Council condemned Arians' Unitarianism as heresy. The council changed the day of worship from Saturday to Sunday. The date of Jesus' birthday was also changed to December 25, and Easter was aligned with the pagan worship, the Feast of Ishtar. Arianism promoted the unity of God. The Christian priest, Arius, born c. 250, Libya, and died, 336, Constantinople, stood for Christ as being mortal. Arius was condemned a heretic due to his refusal to endorse the idea Christ was God. There were 300 bishops who attended. Bishop Eusebius delivered the opening address and Hosius, Bishop of Córdoba, Spain, presided. All of them signed the creed, except Arius along with two others, namely Secundus and Theanus. Constantine, consequently, banished them. Constantine deliberately distorted and falsified the original text of Jesus. There were many versions of the Bible, but the main version was known as the Unitarian version. Constantine enforced the Trinitarian version of the Bible, in contrast to the Unitarian